Hello, welcome to Weird and Woo Woo, where I'm weird and we all get a bit woo woo. Okay, we're gonna do a reading. It's a it feels like a calm, like the calm before the storm. Only I don't think it's a storm. I don't think it's a storm. So there's like a calmness before something happens, or a quietness before something happens. Only I'm assuming something's gonna happen because it reminds me of that. Or like when snow falls and you walk out at night and there's not a sound. That's what it feels like. So, all right, let me give you my spiel really quick. You're a sovereign being of your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. My recommendation to you is never just Cinderella shit to make it fit, okay? Fantastic. All righty. Or it's like the crowd goes silent kind of thing. And that's what I'm trying to piece together what this is. Like somebody's listening. Okay. Either somebody or somebodies are listening. I want to say there are somebodies that are listening, paying attention, or something like that. But there's only maybe maybe one that really matters of all the people that are paying attention. This also feels like the silence that the spirit always asks us to have so they can speak to us. People are listening. Now they're saying it. People are listening. People are listening. I gotta say, somebody might be watching as well, but there's something to the people are listening. Now, there's a difference between listening and hearing somebody. So you can hear somebody, but that doesn't mean that they are absorbing whatever it is that you're saying or that is being discussed or that they're even open to it. But listening is when you're actively participating, intentionally focusing on opening yourself up to really understand. So when you're like I'm listening, instead of I hear you, like I'm listening. Somebody's listening. This can keep coming. For some, there's like the importance of somebody listening isn't so much for them as it is you. I also there's an intrusive. I just want to spit it out. There's an intrusive energy that wants to insert itself, that wants fucking attention. And the more you don't give it attention, the more it's going to try to get attention. Um, Different than somebody who is being, I don't know where all this is going, is being just themselves and they garner attention, like your attention goes to them. It's not like that. There's like somebody like that can't stand. There's somebody that's listening or watching you that can't stand that you don't give them attention. It feels familiar. So this feels like somebody you would know. Like no. like mid to inner circle kind of stuff, somebody you would know, no, they don't like that you are not giving them attention. Um, okay, so that's where I feel like that there's a lot of attention on you. There's a lot of attention on you, but in the crowd of everything, like there's the people that want to demand, or a person that wants to demand your attention. Obviously, they're not listening. They're not the one that's listening, but people are listening. People are kind of taking in what you say, or how you're moving. Um, they're observing. They're seeing, witnessing. So you're on multitude of people's antennas or radars. Um, but in this sea of individuals, there's one in particular that's listening. I heard captivated. That's you've captivated their attention, but they're not the demanding one. They're not demanding your attention. Although I feel like they may have your attention to a certain degree, or they have caught your attention. Wow. Okay. So there's a sea of people, a lot of individuals paying attention to you or listening. Um, those who who want to act out and demand your attention, even some that might be considered within a familiar set, like there's a familiarity with. Um, and rather than listening, they want to kind of like demand your attention. I heard acting out, so somebody might act out to get your attention. But they're not the ones that are important. That one is not important. The one that's important is kind of like sitting in the sea of people and they're listening. Like they're captivated by you. They're captivated and they are listening, which means they're kind of taking you in. Now, there may be more there than just, ooh, I'm captivated by who you are. But that's like what they want to highlight the most. So there's somebody in particular in this seat of, and it's kind of like, I think that while others are demanding, showboating, acting out, whatever it is to get your attention, there's one in particular that just happened to, like, that you've noticed. That's a lot better. I was gonna say it's like you noticed. I don't know if you know that they're the more important one in the sea of people that are listening. Because I feel like I see a crowd, and you know how sometimes like in a movie there'll be a crowd, and then like the camera kind of like just zooms in on that one person in the crowd, and it feels like they're moving forward the way that the optics look like it's so it's one of those things where that's what they're doing, and I'm like, okay, it's not that you haven't noticed them. The question is, do you understand? I feel like of all the sea of people, they're the more important one. They are the one that Spirit is highlighting. There are people that are trying to demand your attention. There are individuals that are always listening, but there's one in particular that is not the loudest in the group, but they're captivated by you, and somehow that's important. All right, let's dig in because that was a lot to cut. Like they're showing me a lot. I just pulled my Whoville. Look, I can do it. I can do it. That's 10 minutes of. Just, I feel like Spirit's about to bring your attention to them again. Sorry. Wheel of Fortune. Something's about to change. That's a shift. I think the person that is going to become the loudest, it's not because they're attempting to be the loudest in the sea of people. And it's not because they want to demand your attention, but somehow, much like you've captivated their attention, they are about to grab yours. Like they're gonna get your attention again. There's something that happens that they get your attention, and then all of a sudden you're zoned in, and it feels like something. I don't know if it's their energy. I don't know what it is about them, but now they're the loudest one because I think they're the one that pulls on your energy the most. So things are about to change. Things are about to turn. Wheel of Fortune. Something's about to shift in this. The sun. Sometimes when I hold it down, you can't see because the glare of the sun coming in. The sun. Wheel of Fortune and the sun. Yeah, this is somebody has the spotlight. Oh, there we go. Your spotlight's going to be on somebody. Again, there's people that want your attention. Then there's like somebody familiar that's almost like demanding and trying to throw a like acting out to get your attention. And then there's this other person that just pulls you in, that your searchlight, your spotlight goes to, your focus goes to. And then there's communication. This also feels like clarity in the sense that I see something I didn't see before. Okay. From that, something new begins. Got the Fool. There's a little bit of a risk that's going to be taken. Funny thing is, we have the Seven of Swords, but I like the Seven of Swords. See how the swords are pointed outwards and that they are protecting this from any deceit, interference, deception. Because it's swords, which is, I just heard a cat purr and they're outside. Y'all know I have cats out in the area, right? They're not mine, but they love my windowsill. I swear it sounded like he was purring inside. I about died. I was like, where do you come from? But he's outside. There's something about this. We've got to talk about this just a little bit. The swords that are pointing outwards, they're protecting. It's like taking a position to protect this, the egg that the new beginning represented by the egg. And these are pointing outwards from others. So this, oh. So like there's a need to protect this from the sea of people. The sea, like SEA. I don't know why I had to like clarify that shit. I don't know. The sea of people. It's kind of like because there's so much attention on you. I gotta be for real. It feels like I am. It feels like a masculine energy that I'm reading for. We'll leave it open, but somebody might really be in there masculine right now. Okay, we're gonna move on. But there's something that's about to initiate. Something becomes clear. They said crystal clear. Um, 3 of the 5 cards here are major arcana. The other 2 are a sword. There's something pure also because when we're talking about honesty and authenticity, there's something pure about this, and you really are you're going to position yourself in such a way to protect this. So whoever this person is that's about to become highlighted for you, that's where your energy and focus is going to go. They will become the loudest because they got your attention. Like they could be saying nothing, and it's like it's a noise that you have to focus on. It's something that's pulling on you. So you'll notice them. And I think that's why it's I was like, and the crowd goes quiet because you won't hear anything else. Like they really do captivate you as much as I don't think you know that they're captivated by you. It's like you become tone deaf to everything else. And they're all you see or hear, all that you care to. But this is a need. This new beginning that's about to happen between you and them, there is a need to protect it from others, from those that would want to create harm, disrupt it, especially from the one that wants to like is angry that they don't have your attention. There's a whole group of individuals that want your attention and like clamor for it, but there's one in particular that this could be an ex, this could be family. There's a very familiar energy to it, and so that might be who or what this new beginning needs to be protected from. This is also the idea of because there's so many people that's listening, watching, observing, to not take in anything that may be said in the crowd. Protect yourself from any of that type of deceit. This is going to be a very positive turn of events. Hermit. I wanted to say I think the second row is them, but I'm not sure. Let me pull the cards first. Let me sit with it for a second. Oh my God. What a revelation this is going to be. This turn of events, or this evolution, this change that's going to happen, is going to I'm thinking like ruffle somebody's feathers, but also like create a disruption of some sort. 3 cards. Heard reality shift. Reality shift. This is like I'm really settling into the tone and the piece of this. Oh, 23 minutes. So under the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Hermit. So if anybody is in a sense of isolation or um, off to themselves or singular energy, that is what's changing. So there's when we talk about there's already somebody in your energy field, this is the kind of shit we're talking about. Like there's already somebody that's somehow, some way close enough for something to shift. And then under the Sun, we have the Seven of Cups. Uncertainty becomes clear. What you want becomes clear. Seven of Cups is like there's options. There's all kinds of options. So if somebody's been singular, despite there being options available to them, because I guess they hadn't yet figured out the option, and it's like this has been an option for you, whether you could have ever acknowledged it or not. I feel as if it's something that has you know you it's caught your attention before, but maybe not in the way that it is going to now. Because I feel like it just wasn't on the radar in the same way. But just as under the Ace of Swords, the clarity, we have the Moon card. Something being shown to you, being revealed. And much like with the reflection, there's a mirror here. And I kept getting like they're already captivated by you, but they're not the one that's like, gimme, gimme, gimme. And again, that's not to say that this person isn't like this person isn't already like a voice within the voices, the sea of people that are listening. Um, it just didn't translate to you how much they were captivated. Because I don't feel like a crap ton of attention was put on them. When they grabbed your attention, it was like, oh, and it's like, I don't know, but when you have this whole, what I'm saying? It's like it didn't register right away. And I get this feeling too, like maybe it was like, I don't think that they show how captivated. Again, this is something where it's like, you know, this is subjective because maybe this other person's like, how the fuck could you not know that you captivated me? Like, how could you not know? You know what I mean? Uh, but somehow you didn't. You didn't know. You weren't. Oh, you. It just wasn't. But something comes to the surface, and it's like the Fool card. This new beginning, this risk, is is going to disrupt some things. And I feel like people see this tower is not coming down, but it's purging all these people out of it. I just feel like saying it's going to rock some people. I think that when you finally see this person, they elicit some type of an emotion from you. Something bubbles up from underneath the surface. The Moon card. And however this begins, again, because the egg keeps showing up in all these cards, there's the egg, the Fool's holding it. It's worth it, no matter how the sea of people may take it. Because in this, once something becomes really clear, um, you go after it. I mean, whatever you have going for yourself is secure enough that this won't, but it's gonna. Oh, I mean, if people are clamoring to get your attention, and then suddenly you start something new with somebody, some people might fall away, right? This is fated though. That's the biggest thing that I'm getting because the tower is right next to none other than the high priestess, who has known, who in the midst of her, I'm going to show you, who is holding the egg. She's known all along. This has always been meant to happen, but events had to occur. Things had to happen. Fate is the idea that you take that you are a participant in it, right? That you fate is a result of um, um, choices, decisions, movements, things like that. So, but also the tower is one where spirit tends to take over. So it's funny because it's almost like you are in alignment with destiny, something that's meant to happen or occur. And obviously things are becoming very crystal clear because the book is open now. Like it's like whatever there is, whatever the divine is involved in this, it's now becoming very crystal clear, and it is actually, the book's not closed, so this is happening. But there is something disruptive about this. Tell me about the disruption. Okay, we're going to use Secret Tarot. I just saw the Eight of Cups. And in this particular deck, the reason why I like it so much is because it'll show the Eight of Cups going down a path. And that 6 cups are turned over. 6 cups represents history, past, previous, right? And then 2 cups upright with like a ribbon. So what is destined kind of thing. And so like to me, that's kind of like this. Like it's turning the back on things as they were to move towards something you want and desire. Okay. I feel not a defensiveness, but a strong protection. Someone really wanting to preserve the Ten of Pentacles. Like it's almost like there's this, I really want to make sure this happens. So somebody's been very selective about who gets their attention or what gets their attention. Definitely has been guarded. The Sun again. The softness of this reading. Like the energy feels soft and fluid and gentle and just calm, and like the silence is palpable. Again, flanking at each end, we have the Nine of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is there's a caution here. I think that's what this is. There's been a caution and a reservedness, like really selective about who or what I invest into, what I give my energy into. Because I'm waiting and wanting the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun. I'm going to get this right. This means a lot to me. I think this is the masculine. It's still you that I'm reading. Okay, tell me about when they hone in on this person. What's going to grab their, or like, tell me about when this person finally grabs their attention. There may be some initial anxiety. So when I'm like, this person grabs your attention, Nine of Swords. But the Three of Wands, with the Sun showing in it. There's a recognition of a desire coming towards you. If you've been in this energy of cautiousness and reservedness, I make up words. go along with it. If this is where you're at, there's something that that you get a bit, again, sword drawn. You get taken aback by your own emotions and the way that it feels when your attention goes to this person. And I want to say that's because you recognize. We have the high priestess the second time. Now, the masculine internally may be very logical and practical and pragmatic, given the Nine of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. And so they may want to investigate, learn all they can, because I'm getting the eagle eye view, like really get a grasp of this. There may be something, it may be something that you can't logically explain the attraction to this person. There may be elements of this. Why have they captivated my attention? High priestess, it's double sided. I feel as if there's something like an enigma about this person. There's something you can't quite grasp, right? It's like there's an energy about them, but you don't know exactly what it is. It's like because right here the book is closed with this high priestess. And that's why we have the Eight of Swords. Like you're holding back, like you can't make sense of it. I mean, of all the ones, why is your attention coming here? I think your initial thought too is going to be, why, like your attention feels like it's being directed by the high priestess, like it's like with a little child where you're like, look over there, and you have to like turn their head, like look up, and you have to help them, and it's kind of like spirit does something, and you're like, you see it, and you're just like, you you might even do something. Yeah, this definitely brings up some anxieties. Nine of Swords. Because something about them, it's like they're the high priestess. There's something about them that feels like the energy of spirit surrounds them. Like they're an answer to something, but you don't know what because the book is closed. Like you're just like very mystical like. But it's the Three of Wands. Your desire coming in. Yet you're kind of like there's a reservedness, a pulling back, a hesitancy. Why? Like, how does that pan out? Like, let's. Because it just doesn't make sense. And most things I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens that's for a spiritual purpose that just doesn't make sense. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. Lovers. It's the je ne sais quoi. Like it's this one's just got something. You can't put your. That's how you know it's important. See, you all the others couldn't get your attention because there needed to be this element, the high priestess. It really has to pull you in. right one. So Eight of Swords is like, I think there's some kind of recognition. You just, like, when this person pulls your attention in again, and everything and anything else goes quiet, whatever's going on in your life, the other people that are paying attention to you, those clamoring for your attention, those that are almost demanding it, those that are trying to like throw a fit so that you, because they, it's like everything goes quiet and it just becomes them. That's why the movie thing, I was like, they were just focusing in on the person with all that's happening. It all goes quiet. And it's like, when when this person comes back again and captivates your attention, you just know. And that's where that hesitancy comes from. It may be because you've been in a protective stance and you've abstained from engaging in and things like that with others, that you know what this means. When you feel like this, when you are pulled in, when you can't resist the something inside, like, you know what it means. You know what it means, and that's where you're like, oh it's a oh shit. I don't think you were wanting to be pulled in by somebody, to be getting snagged by somebody. Because when you get like this, because it doesn't happen. And with lovers, this is absolutely, I mean, look, Cupid. Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart. So, and we have both the sun and the moon on here. And that's how these two are depicted, the sun and the moon. There's something extra about this, and it's tugging at a place more than just, like, there's some type of, I feel like I don't want to say spiritual, but spiritual, deeper connection, something that's meant to happen. And you were resisting this. You were, that might be where the sword's drawn with the queen. Like, you were trying to really, but it's like this one sneaks in. This one sneaks in. And causes a disruption. It's like, oh, both people fall. Whatever was, like, whatever you were trying to preserve, and in whatever way you were trying to maneuver and behave in life, that shit's changing. That's the thing. That's the tower moment. It's oh shit, because you both become captivated with one another, and now you both have each other's attention. What happens when they get your attention? There's also this sense of fear, this hesitancy, because the fact that the tower comes after the lovers, like, there may be again, that might be where the anxieties are. Like, there's also a fear of, oh, this one could hurt. This one could hurt. Like, not wanting to experience something negative because of this. Like, you can tell this one's like, shh. Emperor. Ah! 444. It said 4404. So, like, I saw 4. Shit. See, that's the problem. Oh. Emperor and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, hold on. 8 of Wands. This is about to happen really fast. There will be communication. When both are captivated, the masculine, which is who I think I'm reading for, is going to feel compelled to initiate something. Page of Pentacles. Kind of plant a seed of some sort. Six of Pentacles. Shit. Why did I say that? The Six of Cups. Definitely like past life. Like I've known you before. I see you, you see me kind of thing. Like it's just written. It is. It's just written. This you are going to even with the hesitancy, you're hesitant and in your mind because you're afraid to have something this that grabs at you like this. You know, like, oh, this one could hurt. This one could really just do me in. Like, oh God, I didn't want to be pulled in like this again, or at least not now. There's a lot of sentimental. The King of Wands and the Six of Cups. You can't help but follow that when you feel pulled in like this because it does something. It ignites something in the masculine again. It brings something back to life. It's a sense of passion, a desire, a want. And when that happens, King of Wands, I have to act. I have to go after what it is that I want. I have to. And what happens with this person that's out, the one person that's not on this masculine's radar right now, even though they are in the vicinity, in the sea of people that are listening, what happens with them when the masculine approaches? Like when they realize that it's not just the masculines on their radar, they are now on the like this when the spotlight hits them and they realize this communication, what happens? I feel like I'm supposed to go. Okay, we're keeping it. Secret tarot. Like we gotta stick with it. What happens? They're chosen. We have the Justice with the Seven of Cups. Take a look at the Seven of Cups. Choosing the two cups. And justice would be like the decision, the I don't know why they want me to say it like this. So you know those movies where like there's a dance floor and the one that's being highlighted is unsuspecting and then they look and they realize that they have the attention of the other person on the dance floor and they're just like, you know, there's this feeling of feeling chosen. Not, you know, I don't want to play into anybody's like codependency here. But this doesn't feel that way. I don't think that this feminine ever anticipated, holy shit, being chosen. This individual understood that they are one of many out in the sea of people that were listening, that were, you know, and so maybe never really took it seriously that they would, that this individual's sights would be set on them. whoever this is just doesn't do that with the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. They just don't do this. But they're going to do this. Knight of Cups. So for the masculine, all I see is you choosing. Even if you don't realize you're doing it, like you're going to extend. And the sea of options, you're going to choose the one that feels right. This individual is going to feel so right. This individual like calls out to your inner child, gets your inner child excited, they just said. Yeah, there's not many can do that. That doesn't happen. I just feel the oh double fuck. Like you just, but you also, you will not sit on this. You know what it means. It doesn't happen often. And despite the anxiety or the fear of reaching out, you will actually show this individual attention. That's why they said that your spotlight goes on them. Again, there is a need to protect it in such a way as you initiate this because of the fact that there are others around. And I would say for the masculine, because it is a Seven of Swords, make sure that you don't listen to any naysayers. Because the Seven of Swords is about positioning yourself mentally, like a positive mental positioning so that you can protect, right? And so the swords are facing out like, don't you dare. It's like a don't you dare. Protect this beginning from others trying to tamper with it. And really the best way to do that is mentally. But the Knight of Cups, you're going to make a proposition. This could be, I'd like to take you out. I'd love to hang out. But you're going to make your romantic intentions known. It will be romantic. It will. This is going to lift a heaviness. Because the Ten of Wands is about going it alone. But it's also about the heaviness of doing such. And I feel like I don't want to give this to just the masculine or this feminine. I feel like this is going to elevate both. It's going to lift a heaviness off of them. And it's going to make a major change. The Knight of Swords. They are bringing in communication with this. When expressing with one another, it makes a major change. The 180, it creates a 180 in life. Again, once this is initiated, neither one are doing it alone. Anything else, Spirit? Emotions that were kept down are now going to bubble up. The moon. 10 of what? I don't know. Emotions and passion and chemistry. Oh, you two start something within one another. Mm. I'll leave it there. This could be in a way for the feminine because the feminine may be the like if you're listening, you're like I'm the one that, and you can see everything that's going on around you, and you feel like you don't have the attention of that. Attention is coming back to you in the form of some type of communication, very clear, kind of connecting, and even the extension of some kind of proposition. You will feel, I want to say, almost like singled out, but chosen. There's something about the way that they will interact and connect and communicate and express to you that is completely different from their norm and how they generally do everyone else. Because remember, everybody's been listening, and I think this might catch the attention of some people because they're going to speak, talk, express themselves, communicate in a way with you nobody else. And again, that's why they brought the attention to there's a sea of people listening. And it's like people will pick up on it. People will pick up on the change because they're all used to listening. And when masculine, when you move differently, again, it feels almost public then because of this. It's like you don't have a choice but to do it in this way because there's not another way. But it is also like in a way that it remains protected. So it may not be super bold, but it's like people will pick up on the hints. That's all I'm going to say. And even the feminine will know there's something different here. All right. I hope this message finds whoever it's meant for. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you again in the next read.